Hello, Pinup Merle here, Cheryl. I'm sitting in my 1968 Plymouth Fury 3. I got this car a few years ago and it's in good shape. There's rust spots, but I got it for a good price and I absolutely adore it. I'm trying to keep it mostly original, more of like a rat rod. So I'm not putting a lot of money into it, but as you can see, the seat is completely destroyed. The majority of the bottoms of all the seats, the vinyl is cracked open, it's kind of dry rotted. This one is the worst one, the driver's side. So what I'm going to attempt to do is I'm going to take fabric that I've measured and sewed, and I'm going to try to place it into the center sections of the seats, just so I can salvage the vinyl that's already here. The door panels are pretty good. There's a few dry spots on those, but I think I can make everything work. This is going to be my plan A, and if this doesn't work out, then I guess I'll go back to the drawing board. Hopefully I don't have to spend a ton of money on upholstery. Thanks for watching. Okay, so this is the driver's side seat. You can see that I destroyed it. Just kidding. It was already destroyed. The springs were broken, and my stepdad said that it might be the little rings that hold them together, but it's actually, if you see this, the metal pieces just broke in half. And there's a few of them that are like that. I'm not going to buy a new seat, not at least at this point. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to salvage what I have. I have this foam that I took out of a leather couch that my mother-in-law gave me. So what I'm doing is I'm cutting up sections of it and I'm stuffing it in between the different pieces of spring you can see right there. And hopefully that'll give me enough support that I don't have to buy a new seat and I don't have to use a blanket to help me see over the steering wheel anymore. Let's see. All right, this is the front seat. As you can see, the seams are cracking where it's been sewn. And because the driver's side, this is the passenger side, because the driver's side is actually really destroyed, I'm going to go ahead and use my fabric that I have and cover up this middle section. And I'm somehow going to keep the metal embellishments, hopefully sewing the same type of stitching in the fabric that I have and use those metal embellishments. But I will be keeping the edge pieces because these are all in pretty good condition. So the fabric is just going to come from the edge to the other edge. And then you can see the bottom of the seat is the worst. Those butts, they just ruin it, just rip it all up. So I'm going to cut all this out. I'm going to leave this dark part, and then I'm going to bring my fabric to cover this section all the way over from the dark green to the dark green, from the front to the back. So I'll have a nice piece of cloth to sit on the top and the bottom. And then you can see this door. The top isn't as torn up as the other sides, but it still has some, you can see some cuts in the fabric that I'll have to somehow use a vinyl repair kit, same thing right here, or use the fabric to cover it. But my objective is to try to keep the leather. We have the side rest here, and there's not any pieces of damage on that whatsoever. So I want to try to keep most of it that I can, because I really do like this kind of like space age metallic-y green. I do love it. So we'll see what I can do to salvage it. Okay, now let's take a look at the back seat. As you can see, that butt tore a big old hole there, and the door panel has a rip in it. And then the rest of the seats actually look pretty good. They're not bad at all. I'm worried about some cracking, like this seat. You can see that the seams split. I'm going to go ahead and just recover this whole seat bottom right here. And I'm going to leave the backs because they're fine, and I'm going to recover the bottom there. I would have done just the front seats had that giant hole not been there, but since it's there, I'm going to go ahead and put cloth over that middle bottom section. But again, I'm going to leave the top because I love the buttons, the embellishments. And then the store panel over here also has a big old hole. So I'm going to find a way to repair just the top of that, either by using some of the green pleather that I'll be cutting out from the parts that are ruined, or covering just that section up with fabric. But I'm going to make sure that I keep the silver embellishments and the extra like little lines and everything in it, because I do like that. Eventually the headliner will get done, but for now I need the seats to be working. Summer's going to be coming, and who wants to have a sweaty butt on plastic leather?